A woman's husband comes home hammered every night, and she always yells at him before going to bed alone. One day she decides to try some reverse psychology. When her husband staggers in that night, she's waiting for him in her best lingerie. She sits him in an armchair and gives him a back rub. "It's getting late, big boy," she says after a few minutes. "Why don't we go upstairs to bed?" "We might as well," slurs the husband. "I'm going to be in trouble when I get home anyway." The father was giving advice to his son just before his marriage. "Son, in the beginning, it will be tri-weekly. After 10 years, it will be tri-weekly, and after 20 years, it will be tri-weekly." Two friends, Bubba and Patty, were leaning on the bar. "The problem is," began Bubba, "I can marry a widow with heaps of money who I don't love, or a penniless girl who I adore." "Follow your heart," said Patty. After a minute's silence, Bubba agreed. "You're right, I will." Patty said, "Good, and by the way, what's the widow's address?" 80-year-old Bob was having an annual physical at the local hospital. As the doctor was listening to his heart with the stethoscope, he began muttering. "Uh-oh." Bob asked the doctor, "What's the problem?" "Well," said the doctor, "you have a serious heart murmur. Do you smoke?" "No," replied Bob. "Do you drink in excess?" "No." "Do you have a sex life?" "Yes," Bob exclaims. "Well," said the doctor, "I'm afraid with this heart murmur, you'll have to give up half your sex life." Looking perplexed, Bob smiled a toothless smile and asked, "Which half? The looking or the thinking about?" The first grade teacher was showing pictures of animals to her students to see how many they could name. She held up a picture of a lamb, and a little girl said, "That's a sheep." "That's right," said the teacher. "How about this one?" she said, holding up a picture of the king of beasts. "That's a lion," answered a little boy. "Right," said the teacher. Then she held up a picture of a deer. No one volunteered an answer. She tried to give a hint. "What does your mother call your father?" Johnny said, "I know. That's a lazy old goat."